Contrary to the long-held belief that cybercrime is the domain of young enthusiasts, recent data reveals that the most significant offenders fall within the middle-aged demographic, specifically those aged 35 to 44. This challenges the stereotype of cybercriminals as naive young hackers or script kiddies and points toward a more mature and organized operation that prioritizes financial gain above all else. This video is sponsored by Stonefly. More on that at the end of the video. The cybersecurity community has long wrestled with the romanticized image of a teenage hacker working from a basement. That image, while culturally persistent, is increasingly at odds with what law enforcement data is actually showing. The reality is far more calculated and far more dangerous. Recent law enforcement statistics highlight a notable trend. A significant portion of convicted cybercriminals fall within the 35 to 44 age range. This defies the widespread assumption that younger individuals dominate cybercriminal activity. The organized and profit-driven nature of these operations points to a group of individuals with hands-on technical experience, established networks, and the patience to execute long-term schemes. Rather than acting on impulse or seeking notoriety, this older demographic appears to treat cybercrime as a business. Criminal justice experts note that middle-aged offenders are far more likely to orchestrate financially motivated attacks compared to their younger counterparts. This is reflected in a broader trend toward financial fraud, identity theft, ransomware deployment, and corporate espionage, all crimes where the primary motivation is economic. The shift in age demographics carries serious implications for how the cybersecurity industry and law enforcement approach the problem. Older cybercriminals are primarily motivated by profit rather than recognition or curiosity. Many operate within organized groups that follow systematic, repeatable methodologies. This demographic tends to have access to greater resources, established criminal contacts, and refined technical skills. Their operations are less erratic and more deliberate, making early detection considerably harder. These characteristics make middle-aged cybercriminals a formidable force, one that traditional detection strategies, often designed with opportunistic or juvenile threat actors in mind, may not be fully equipped to handle. The changing age profile of cybercriminals demands a meaningful reassessment of both defensive strategies and investigative approaches. Cybersecurity professionals must implement more robust preventive measures that account for the sophisticated tactics used by experienced criminal networks, including advanced persistent threats and multi-stage attack chains. Law enforcement agencies should redesign training programs to reflect this demographic reality, shifting focus from opportunistic breaches to identifying the hallmarks of organized cybercriminal operations. International collaboration must be strengthened, as profit-driven cybercrime rarely respects geographic boundaries. Cross-border coordination is essential for tracking, prosecuting, and dismantling these networks effectively. Organizations should revisit their threat modeling frameworks to account for adversaries who are patient, resourced, and operationally disciplined. Understanding who cybercriminals actually are, not who we assume them to be, is a foundational step in building more effective defenses. As the data continues to challenge outdated assumptions, both the cybersecurity industry and law enforcement must stay agile, ensuring their tools, training, and tactics reflect the threat landscape as it exists today, not as it was imagined a decade ago. Let's take a moment to talk about our sponsor. Get a 300 terabyte Veeam, Rubrik, Commvault Immutable, and air-gapped backup and DR appliance for $19,995. Contact sales@stonefly.com for details. Subscribe for more cybersecurity news. Thank you for watching,